So I want to announce here tonight that we're shutting down Allvin here. He got injured September 25th, hurt his ACL. He will go into surgery here. Credit to Ilya, been playing on basically one knee here, and our medical staff preparing him for all the games up to this point. I think that shows a lot about Ilya's character and will to play for the Vancouver Canucks here. So timeline, we will know more after the surgery here next week, and he will be ready for training camp.
Is that the main time, the timing around the decision is to make sure he's good to go?
Yes, correct,
camp?
yeah.
Just timing-wise, why now? Why not, a month ago? Why not Christmas? Why not a month from now?
Well, I think Ilya wanted to continue to play, and our medical staff did a tremendous job here preparing him, and we felt that at this point this will be in the timeline to start the training camp.
And just in terms of the actual injury, he's dealing with an ACL problem. Obviously it's not so substantial he couldn't play, so you must be not that concerned about it going forward.
Well, it needed a surgery, and so again, I think you're basically playing on one knee here, and it speaks highly about his pain tolerance and what he's willing to do.
Just on injuries, is there an update on Thatcher Demko and his sort of timeline and plan perhaps for him after the break?
Yeah, obviously we're getting into a break here for 9 days, which is for him a little bit of a tough one. But I would say at this point, it's hard to say, but I would say 3 weeks maybe.
Do you have an update on Will Lockwood?
Will Lockwood is in the concussion protocol, so he will be another couple of days.
I just have to go back to McKayev. Is there a reason why he was not shut down earlier?
Well, as I said, our medical staff did a tremendous job here and made him ready to play every game. So, again, this is a discussion with Ilya and our doctors and our medical staff, and the timing was right here now.
Ilya wanted to keep playing.
He wanted to keep playing.
What does this mean for some guys in Abbotsford that might be getting an opportunity here pretty soon?
Well, hey, when a player like Ilya goes down, there's a great opportunity for someone else to grab that ice time, and hopefully we have guys being ready to stepping in here.
And in the short term, will Lane Peterson be sent down to Abbotsford if he clears waivers tomorrow?
Correct. That was the purpose of the transaction here today.
In the end, a statement like this is saying we're being realistic about what's to come this season. It's just basically saying we're now looking at the next version of the Canucks. We're not worrying about the playoffs anymore.
Well, we're 27th in the league, and really bad in a lot of underlying metrics. So, yeah, we're a long way to go here. And again, for me, it's not about the wins and losses. It's about the process, playing the right way, and finding our identity as a hockey club here again.
Is that part of the reason why you brought Rick in? At this point, you have a month till the deadline to get a fresh look at what you have. I mean, you guys know what you have, but he can maybe come in and give you some different thoughts. Yeah,
I want to provide the players resources and solutions to find our game and find our kind of identity again here. I think we've been very inconsistent, and everything starts here with how we approach the practice and playing the right way and habits and the culture and standard.
You said in Seattle that the team played soft. What did you think when you heard that?
Well, I think he was honest. As he said, you never want to call your team soft, but clearly there is some work that needs to be done there.
He has talked this morning about identity and finding an identity for the team, and I think that discussion's been ongoing probably at least since you got here. Do you think you're any further along to an identity now than when you arrived?
Well, again, Rick is coming in here, his first week, so obviously him and I have a lot of discussions and talk, getting on the same page here and how we want to approach and attack the group. But definitely, to be honest, the identity has been missing of our team. I think it's hard to kind of predict night in and night out what you're gonna get from our group, and moving forward, that's something we're gonna set a stamp on here.
In hindsight, should you have changed coaches in the offseason?
No, I believe all the discussions and with the players and the coaches, Bruce was the right person to lead this team for this season.
Patrick, just back to Thatcher for a sec. I mean, originally 6 weeks was the timeline, and
Yeah.
I know that's just a spitballing that, but it's been well past 6 weeks. Like, has there been any sort of setback here, or are you guys just taking, has it taken longer, obviously?
Yeah, especially with with his position too. It needs he's out there skating by himself, and I will believe that he's going to rejoin the team after the 9-day break here, more or less. But for his position too, to get back in full mode of playing, you probably need an extra week there.
Do you put a plan together, though? I mean, if this season is sort of slipping away, last year he played every night and he was an all-star and all that kind of stuff. I mean, do you have to be guarded coming off an injury like this in how much you use him down the stretch?
Probably. I think there has been times where Daly and Martin have showed that they're capable of carrying the load here, and we need to help them, obviously, not getting putting scoring chances as we have done earlier in the year. And Seeloffs is playing really well in Abbotsford too. So we'll see how the coaches want to manage his ice time moving forward.
With a little over a month before the trade deadline, how would you describe the way the market seems to be developing?
Yeah, good question. When was the last hockey deal? I believe that was Ethan Beer, right? So it's been pretty quiet there. We'll see if it starts to pick up here. A lot of teams still in the races for the playoff spots, so we'll see here as we move along.
Jim said on the last road trip that he wanted to get all the parties together to talk about Tanner Pearson and how that treatment was handled. And then I believe the PA wanted kind of to be involved and talk to Tanner first. Can you tell us where that is as far as looking back at Tanner Pearson's situation and the treatment that's occurred?
I believe we addressed that in the press conference here a week ago, right? So I'm fortunate for Tanner here. He's doing his rehab and is in the rink every day, and hopefully he comes back healthy.
Jim talked about the team needing major surgery. Do you see this trade deadline as an opportunity to do some of that major surgery?
Again, what have you seen up to this point, and what have you seen in the past? We're 27th in the league. We're not playing well. There is a lot of things that we need to correct here. Part of it is, as I said, finding an identity and finding out what kind of group we have, and Abbotsford has been established somehow a culture and identity how we want to play, and hopefully we have some players to come up here and give us a spark and show us what we have, and we'll see as we move along.
Has it been a deliberate thing to keep your prospects together in Abbotsford while there's so much struggle up here to kind of get them away?
Absolutely, and put them in a position to be successful too, and put them in an environment where we can demand and how we can teach them. So absolutely, I think the Abbotsford coaching staff along with our development staff have done a tremendous job with those young guys.
You have two veterans in Allvin Larson and Tyler Myers who are good guys, but I think have struggled this season. How challenging is it going to be managing their cap hits given everything you're talking about?
Well, that's what my belief is, that putting a structure in place will help every single player to play to their strength. And again, the river hockey, I don't think it helps anyone. Predictable hockey, and that's the way successful teams are playing.
In terms of moving money out, that's a goal that you and Jim have really identified. Do you think that's more a goal to tackle in the off-season as opposed to the trade deadline? How do you view that task?
Yeah, as I said, it's been a challenge for sure, and look around the league there. Going back a couple of years ago, I don't think anybody predicted that the cap would be somehow flat for the last 2 years. So, some of those deals are more likely to be done in the off-season. Yeah.
Patrick, do you think you have enough with the current roster without major surgery to run it back next year with the same coach, similar looking roster to be a playoff team, or do you think you need that major surgery?
Well, again, we're sitting here today and we're not happy. I'm not happy. The players are not happy. Obviously, there needs to be a change, and you know, it's on us and the coaching staff here now to find solutions and how to play and who would fit into the way we want to play.
When Rick talked about trust a lot, I'm sure this is the coach that you trust, you have in a spot. How important is that for a management group to have the coach that you guys trust the most right now?
Well, again, trying to create this environment where the players feel safe coming in there every day, knowing what the expectations are, knowing what the roles are, so we can demand more out of the players. And feeling safe or feeling trusted is that you trust your system, you trust how you play, you trust what you do, and you trust the process. And that's, you know, in the end, if you trust that, that's where the result's going to come.
Two more, please, then we'll go to the room.
You have Niels Höglander, Vasily Podkolzin are kind of the obvious names, played a lot of NHL games. Is there any other names? Like, is Daniil Klimovich too young? Is Linus Karlsson need more time in North America? What are some other names down there in Abbotsford?
Yeah, you know, I'm very happy and pleased with a lot of them's progress. I think the young ones, Klimovich, his 5-on-5 play, his attention to details, Baines is coming along really well. Linus Karlsson has been pretty consistent over the years, so I hope we can see you know, some of them getting a chance up here as we move along.
And in the small sample size this week, is there anything that you've been able to sort of identify with the new coaching staff? Like, what have you seen that you've liked or that you want to see more of?
You know what? I've been happy with the collaboration and the involvement from everybody. There's a lot of communication going on and kind of understanding how Rick wants to play, and there is a change. And unfortunately, we only had one practice, so I assume he wants to have 10 under his belt there moving forward. But I think his communication, the way he wants to embrace the opportunity here and attack the group, I've been very impressed by that in a short period of time.
Generational talent. Thanks for liking the video and subscribing.